I'm Dr. Natalie, and today we are speaking about obstacles. This one is a difficult one. I think it's very easy to take no as an answer and let go of things and move on. I think that's the easy way out, and nothing in life really are you going to achieve or gain without some fight, some push, some research, some hard work. There's someone in my life who really hates the expression hard work. Once you tell them hard work, they're like, But I don't think of hard work as a negative thing. I feel like that's something that just shifted in my attitude many years ago. If you're going to see everything as a strain and it's difficult and you don't want to do it, it's just going to weigh on you energetically, you know? You dread things, you don't want to do them. When you know what you have to do, you just get up and you get it done. Mel Robbins, the famous coach, says she looks at exercising every day the way she looks at washing dishes or brushing her teeth. It just has to be done. It's not something she gives her mind options. I don't have to do it today. I'm in this mood. I'm tired. I'm busy. No, it's just something that has to be done every day. And when you change that attitude about it, your energy changes with it and you're able to be more consistent in doing your exercise every day. So I think that's the approach I was forced to take very young with work. Certain things, it doesn't matter if I want to do it or not. It is my job, it's my responsibility. If I don't do it, it won't be done. So I never had that luxury of, I dread it, it's hard work. I'm going to have to do it. So either I'm going to spend 4 days or 3 hours dreading it and psyching myself up and worrying about it and having anxiety, or I can just take the attitude of, I'm going to have to do it. At some point, it will be done. Sometimes even I have very hard days as well. I wake up in the morning, I know today I have a very difficult meeting. It's going to be uncomfortable, it's going to be difficult, it's going to be hard. They might shout at me, they might cry, they might be angry. Like, I don't know what's going to happen. But I have to comfort myself and know by the time I get home at the end of the day, it will be done. That horrible situation will be over. It will end too. So I think having that attitude has helped me to not spend energy, time wasting on anxiety or worry or stress or anger. So switching your attitude when it comes to obstacles makes a huge difference. You know, I like these principles because they're all in your control. If it's something in my own mind that I can work on, it gives me hope. It means I won't always have to feel like this or have to do it this way. That's why I like things that are about mindset and attitude change. I don't need to beg anyone. I don't need to fight for anything. I don't need to do an exam. I just have to practice with skill and will and effort. And that's how you build up and it becomes better. So also when it comes to obstacles, because in my job as chief of staff, really it's problem solving, it's up to me to always find solutions. My whole day is full of obstacles. This didn't happen, that didn't go well, they changed the law, they forgot this, they broke this, they stole this, something. My job is to find all the different ways around it. So I'm grateful it's my job, but I think it has also given me a wonderful attitude in everything else in my life. Because now whenever something is brought to me and there's a problem or a challenge or an obstacle, I don't get dejected and say, oh no, it didn't work. Okay, how else can we do this? How can we make the most of this situation? My attitude is always immediately, what are all the other possibilities? So whenever we have a new project or a new idea, or even in my life, I have this new goal. What are all the possible ways in 5 minutes I can think of on how to solve this goal? How do I get that done? How do I change this? And it's an attitude shift. If every time an obstacle appears in your life, you panic, you stress, you get upset, you're angry, you're sad, you give up, it's going to be a long, hard road, because the obstacles are always there in every aspect of life. But I think that's the journey of life. If everything was straightforward and easy and everyone went according to plan, you know, we wouldn't be pushed, we wouldn't have fun, we wouldn't grow, we wouldn't learn, there'd be no surprise. And the control freak in me is like, I would love that, a world where everything just went according to plan. But you know, it would be boring, let's be honest, you know. These obstacles are sent to us to grow us, to strengthen us, to make us stretch, to give us more opportunities. You're forcing this one way, yet if you went this other way, the result would be much bigger and better. There's so many areas of my life that have turned out much better than I could have planned in my own little mind. Because you have to remember, your mind is only a computer, right? When you buy a laptop and it's brand new, or a phone and it's empty, it's just a tool, it's a vessel, right? It's about how you use it. Some people call, some people text, some people use it for Facebook, some people use it for WhatsApp, but that is you controlling the tool. So think of your mind like that. Your mind is just a processing tool. It's just a computer. It doesn't have all the answers, but whatever you feed it is what it has access to, and it will make plans for you based on that. So if you've never seen something or even dreamt of it or explored with your imagination, how is your mind supposed to know that it exists? That's why exposing yourself to new things is always great, because it gives you more data. So your mind can now plan for bigger or imagine better. If you didn't see it in a movie, or you didn't visit it, or someone didn't tell you the story, you wouldn't know that something exists. Because we're human beings. Our brains are just for processing power. They don't have all the answers. They don't know everything. Even the facts you think you know, it's just because of the information you've been fed. Those are the facts that I have, and I've come to the best conclusion I could with that information. So whenever I have obstacles, the first thing I say is, what else don't we know? What can we learn about this? How did we find ourselves in this situation in the first place? Wasn't there criteria? Wasn't there a list? What was the research done? Before you jump in and start a business and then panic every time something happens, do your research. The more information you have, the more your mind can process, the more data you have to make a good decision, the more informed you are. It makes a huge difference. So I feel like having the attitude of you can overcome any obstacles is a great one. I'm not saying be delusional. I'm not going to run a marathon anytime soon. I could if I did enough research and put enough time and practice, but I know my willpower and my own tolerance, and that's not for me. But mentally, I know if I really needed to, if I really had to, I'm pretty sure I could figure it out. And having that attitude has helped me in so many ways. Not just to be more efficient at work, but it helps me to release jealousy and envy. There's nothing someone has that I cannot have if I do not work hard enough. And I don't just say that from a position of privilege. Yes, sure, certain things will be easier for me. But also, there's nothing that you're gonna just get, guys. Nothing is handed to anyone. Even if something is handed to you, you can squander it or misuse it or spoil it if you don't know how to do it, or you have the wrong information, or you didn't take time to research and do it properly. But nothing is out of your reach. There's so many stories of people from all kinds of backgrounds and the wild, interesting lives they've done. The way they've gone from rags to riches in business, or from this tiny little town and now they're this huge famous athlete. Or from someone who could not read and write for themselves but taught themselves this skill and now they're a chess grandmaster. There's so many stories. If it's inspiration you're looking for, please enjoy the internet. There's books, there's YouTube, there's stories, there's podcasts. There is nothing that limits us except our minds. Yes, I'm not saying there's not physical circumstances. I'm not saying that some people have advantages that others don't have. But anything is possible once you remove the idea that an obstacle stops you. An obstacle is just to keep life interesting. It's not there to ruin your life and end everything for you. Some obstacles are very finite, like death. The person you're dealing with, the person you love, they're gone. They're not coming back. So that is a very hard thing to overcome. But it doesn't mean that what you were doing with them or a project you planned or how you feel about them is gone. You have to look at obstacles as something that are overcomable. Why have I thought of that? There is a book, Marie Forleo, Everything is Figure-outable. She invented that word because it is. If you dissect anything, you will break it down into small pieces and you'll be able to achieve the goal or get through it. Something that seems so big and difficult and you don't understand, break it down, do some research, ask for help, get opinions. See how can I systematically go through it and get to the place that I need to be. Everything is figure-outable indeed. There is no obstacle that you cannot overcome. It is just in your mind. And once you become solution-oriented, you become action-oriented, obstacles, honestly, they don't give you that emotional reaction that you used to get before. That one I can testify for. Now when people bring me problems, I'm like, now what? How are we going to figure this out? How are we going to solve this? What are we going to do about it? You know, I think by the time it gets to my table, people feel like, there's nothing to do. Let me just tell up and we end the project there. That is never my response. There is always something that you can do. There's always a lesson you can learn. There's more research you can do. There's someone you can ask for help. There is always another way. The obstacle is the way. That is a book by Ryan Holiday. Sometimes obstacles are there to teach you something. Because going through that obstacle is what is going to get you to who you need to be at the other side. Sometimes it's bigger than you. It's a journey. Sometimes it's an entire country. If your country doesn't go through certain things, they'll never mature to a certain level. Sometimes it's the whole organization. Some obstacles are painful and difficult and unfair. And I'm not saying that they're not. But if you have the attitude of, I can overcome, I will find another way. I will be patient. I will do more research. I will try this in another way. Maybe it's my competitive nature, but me, I don't like to take no for an answer. I'ma find another way. I will ask someone else. I will figure it out. I will hack it. I will find a way to get it done bit by bit. It is possible. Where there's a will, there's a way. That is the truth. But once you have that mindset of any kind of obstacle, it's not possible. I associate that with having a fixed mindset. We want to have a growth mindset, okay? Fixed mindset is you just accept things as they are. This is how I am. I'm not good at this. I can only learn so much. This is the life God has given me. Personally, I don't think God put me on this earth just to suffer, There must also be progress and growth. It's a journey after all. If you have a fixed mindset, it's very difficult to get things done. I think that's the advantage of the growth mindset. Anything is possible. I can learn, I can improve. Life is not only what I have been given so far. Think about it like at the beginning of a game, you're given the tools. Like with Monopoly, you're given a certain amount of money at the beginning, and it's your job to grow that money. It's a business game. Life gives you certain things to start with. People who play PlayStation games where they go on like adventures, they have like weapons. You have to like achieve a certain level or get something points, then you can buy these different tools. So this is what life is. Think about it like that, like a game. Yes, you've been given only these basic tools at the beginning. Doesn't mean you can't get more along the way. You can earn them, you can learn them, you can grow them, you can steal them, you can ask for them. There's so many different options to build your watches, to build your tools, your skills, your abilities. That's what's going to help you to get further in so many areas of your life. So don't just take the attitude of this is what I was given. Okay, what have you earned? What have you fought for? What have you gone out to get for yourself? As an adult, that's the attitude you need to be having. Not these are my circumstances and this is what my parents gave me or life gave me or my boss has refused. No, what is possible? Anything is possible. It's just up to you to find what is possible for you in this particular area with this particular problem. What are the different paths I can take? What are the different ways I can achieve this? Who can help me in this? What makes a difference in this area? It's not just money. Money helps in every way because it's a tool. It opens doors. It gives you an advantage, but it doesn't solve the problem. If the problem is money, how are we going to get the money? There's so many different ways. It's the attitude. Once you overcome obstacles and you learn that there's always another way around, then obstacles stop being this big scary mountain in your life. You start learning to flow and to go through things and to go with the flow. This is why we talk about being flexible, having a growth mindset, if doing your research and taking time to be intentional. These pieces all work together so that you can keep moving in your journey, so that you can keep going forward. Even if there's a tree in the way, go this way. If there's now something else in the way, go the other way. As long as you keep going in the direction that you're trying to go, that's where your dreams lie and your goals. And you keep improving as you go. Because a big part of the dream is you and who you are at that point in the journey. It's not that you reach one end of somewhere and aha, I've made it in life. Now I can sit. Imagine how bored you'd be in a month. Life is a journey. It's constant obstacles, constant distractions, lots of building, lots of growth, lots of opportunities. But you have to be in the driving seat of that journey for yourself. And if you stop the car every time there's an obstacle, you're not going to get very far. You have to figure out how to be flexible, how to adapt, how to learn what you need to learn to get through what you need to get through. How to face the things that are scary for you. Because a lot of obstacles are in our minds and it's fear. You don't even know how to start to face that thing you don't want to face. But you don't have to face it alone. You don't have to face it blindly or without the right tools or without the right armor. You are also a human being, and the beauty of that is you're really not that special. Honestly, there is nothing someone is going through that someone else in the world hasn't gone through. There's always someone you can ask, you can read about it, you can learn about it. Every feeling you have, someone else has felt that feeling. Every time you look up at the sky, there's someone somewhere else on this huge planet looking at the sky, seeing the same sky as you, seeing the same moon as you. There's someone who is scared for their loved one, or happy to come home at the end of the day, or worried about their sick child. You're not unique in your fears. You're not unique in your dreams. And that's a good thing. It means there's always another way to get something done. There's always something someone has tried. That's why inspiration, I think, is important. It's useful to see how other people are overcoming their obstacles, how they're tackling their fears, how they're facing the problems in their life. Because you can learn. Maybe it won't work for you exactly, but it shows you it's possible, which gives you the courage you need to face it for yourself. Sometimes courage is the only tool that's missing. Sometimes you need the knowledge, it's technical. Sometimes it's support, you just need someone to go with you to do it. So figure out what is really stopping you, because it's not the obstacle, that's just your excuse. That's an easy way out. Oh, this happened, I couldn't do it. Okay. But now me, this is something I tell my staff. You've told me you failed to do it. It's your job to do it. If I figure out how to do it, that shows that I don't need you in your job. It's a problem for all of us. It means it's doable, because my attitude is it's doable. That's what I'm trying to teach them. Anything that you find an obstacle, don't come to me and say, here's the problem. You've just, what the Indra Nooyi calls that, delegating upwards. You're now giving me your work to do. I'm the one who you're supposed to do the work for. Something is not adding up. Don't delegate upwards your problems. say, this is the problem, these are my 3 suggested solutions. What do you think? Then we move from there. Okay, let's try this. I'll approve this. You need budget for that. Let me introduce you to this person. But it's the attitude of overcoming obstacles. That's what's key. That's important. Every single day, there are so many different problems. If I list you all the different problems I hear about every single day, in my personal life, my friends' lives, all my different companies that I have to be involved in, I can make a list of 1,000 problems every day. And then I just sit and I don't do anything. I'm also sad. No. Every single thing, every single obstacle, there is another way around it. You just have to have the mindset that I can find the other way around it. You have to believe in your own ability, your own capacity. I will learn something, I will do something, I will find a way. I will pester that person until they give me an answer. Because that's the person that's going to unlock this door for me. There is always another way, but it's up to you to grasp that and hold on to it for yourself. Because that one is a useful tool in this journey of life.